Now look at the screen. Well, I'd like you to use your Chinese keyboard to type the sentences on the screen and send the sentences to the chatting room. Try your Chinese keyboard. 喂，他是我的汉语老师，他叫李月。So try typing Chinese characters on your keyboard. What about now? Don't forget the punctuation. Yes, 他是谁 question mark 很好 and 他 which 他 here is the female 他 female 他 female 他 now you choose now pay attention to these two yeah, this one is male, this one is female. Good. 他是谁？很好。And the answer, 他是我的汉语老师。他是我的汉语老师。汉语。Now compare the word 汉语 you chose and the one on the screen. 他是我的汉语老师。Yeah, but you didn't pay attention to female 他 isn't the male 他。他叫李月 ，yes， 他叫李月。Okay, compare the compare the character 他 you chose. And one more thing is, some of you choose this word instead of this one. Okay, good. Here, there are two words. There are two ta, right? There both are read ta. One is for male, man. The other is for female or woman. And here, look at the screen. There are two expressions. This one is 韩语. This one is 汉语. And the other one is 汉语. This is Chinese language. So compare the two. Now you may find for Chinese language here 四声 fourth tone 汉语 for the other one 韩语 that's second tone. In fact 韩语 that's Korean language. So there are two different languages in Chinese. Han second tone, Korean. Han fourth tone, Chinese. Okay, so when you type Pinyin, because when we type Pinyin, we don't have to input the tones. The alphabets are exactly same, but we need to be very careful when we choose the correct characters, right? Very good. So we've tried to type in Chinese characters on our Chinese keyboard. Okay. Yeah, just a warm up. Then you may practice more typing Chinese characters. In that way, you will be more familiar with Pinyin and more familiar with the words, with the correct characters. Okay.
What's wrong with it? Now, let me repeat which part about these two expressions. All right. Now, look. First thing, 他 and 他, they are two different characters. Even though they're 他, but they refers to this one refers to man. So when you talk about him, he, that would be 他, this one. Now, if it is a woman, we use this one. So pay attention. The difference is here, right? The left side of or left part of these two characters. Yeah. And the other thing, these two things is two words. You are supposed to type in 汉语. Yeah, that is Chinese language. 汉语. Now it is fourth tone. 四声 han. And just now I saw some of you chose this one. Yeah, this one. That's 韩语. 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 Second tone. 二声. Yeah, it is Korean language. Korean language. Yeah, that's another Asian, the language used by another Asian country. Yeah, so there are two different terms. Yeah, very good. Hanyu, that's Chinese language. So you will see that even the alphabets of the Pinyin are exactly the same, but the tones are different. So the tone makes difference in the meaning of words. But when we type Chinese characters, we just use Pinyin, right? We use the alphabets, but without tone marks. So we need to be very careful when we choose the correct ones. Okay, that's what I mentioned about the two expressions. And then what I just also mentioned the shared folder you created during last week. You've done many of you have done very good job. You created the shared folder and upload your assignments and share with me. Yeah, that's very good. And that shared folder will be your portfolio of the work you do during the course when you take the course. Yeah, that will be very good for you to have a look at what I have done, how well I have done. So very good. If you haven't done that, you better do it before next class. Okay. Yeah, since maybe later I'll give you another assignment to upload to that folder. Okay. Yeah, that's all for the first warming up part. Maybe if you did it after I share that picture, your name, your photos may not include it. Yeah, later I will refresh, or I'll send the image one more time, the latest one, to see whether you are on the image or not. You may check it carefully, because the order is an order of your student ID. All right, so that's why I need you to put your student ID in front of your name. So that will be sorted out. The folders will be sorted out according to the numbers. Okay. All right. Now, today we're going to start learning Unit 5. Now, what's this character? This character is Do you recognize it?
他
对 Yes, that's right. 她 female 她 right? 好 And this one is read 女儿女儿女儿 Yeah, which means daughter. 她女儿 means her daughter. 女儿 her daughter. This word 今年今年 means this year. 今年 it's this year. Now look at this one. Do you recognize this? Yes, R. Now what about this character? This one? 十 Yeah. So the combination 20 Yep. Guess 20 is what? Very good. 20. Yeah, 20. Now, next one. This is red. 岁. The last character is 岁. 好，他女儿 or 他女儿今年20岁。他女儿 her daughter 今年 this year 20 岁 is used to talk about age, one's age. So 20岁 means 20 years old. 20 years old. 他女儿今年20岁。Her daughter is 20 years old this year. Yeah, this year. 今年 this year. Okay, so you may guess. Now we're going to learn how to talk about one's age. Now I'll read the title one more time. 他女儿今年20岁。再读一遍 one more time. 他女儿今年20岁。But before we learn dialogues, we're going to learn a little bit about Pinyin. Now here is something about Pinyin. It is called retroflex final. Wow, retroflex final. Now in these 4 words, you may find something common. Something common is here. Right? 女儿的儿 yeah. Individually, if the character is read individually, that is 儿 but in some cases 儿 appears with another word. Yeah, that will be it just in these cases 儿 doesn't mean anything. It just add a sound to the previous word. This sound. Look at this character. We look at this word. We read the first part. 西医熬小喝癌孩 So this word 小孩 but when you see 儿 is attached to this word 小孩 changes to 小孩 小孩，小孩 again 小孩 so that is just to provide a little sound to this previous syllable, so that is called retroflex final. This one that is called retroflex final. Now another example, the word 西医袄小 呢一袄鸟 and sound and the retroflex final that will become 小鸟小鸟 the original one 小鸟小鸟 and the sound 小鸟小鸟 maybe a little bit difficult for you to pronounce, but just keep practicing. Now, the third example, this one, phố ăn饭歌屋案馆饭馆 and retroflex added to it 饭馆饭馆 again 饭馆 next one, the original word 西医安香湿为水香水香水 and sound 香水儿香水儿 so a little bit different, right? Now you may follow me to read it. 小孩小孩 kids children young kids young children 小孩小鸟小鸟 birds birds 饭馆饭馆 it's restaurant 饭馆 is restaurant 香水香水 perfume perfume 小孩小鸟饭馆香水 okay, so the just a sound now here just to add a sound to the previous word. It doesn't change the meaning of the word. Okay, 小孩小孩小鸟小鸟饭馆饭馆香水香水 okay. Are you 小孩who is 小孩谁是小孩 Alright, and one more thing we are going to mention now is the syllable dividing marks. Now, syllable dividing mark, there's only one. Yeah, the mark. This one here. Now, look at the first example. Now, if this is one syllable, we need to read it as p i ao 票票 right? But if you see here's the dividing mark, it is no more one syllable. It is two syllables. So here is two syllable. P, P, ảo. So P, ảo, two syllables. Now when it is 票 without the dividing mark, it is 票, which means ticket. And if there's a dividing mark to separate them to be two syllables, then the meaning changes. There will be fur-lined jacket, a totally different things. This one 票, this one 皮袄. Another example here, 鸡耶接, right? And for this one, no more one syllable. There are two syllables. 饥一饥饿饥饿饥饿 and they have totally different meanings. 街 means street. 饥饿 means hunger, hungry, or starving. So totally different things. 饥饿 So the syllable dividing mark is quite important. Look at this one. Here. 发 难 发难. Yeah, without dividing mark, we'll read it initial and final, initial and final. So the two syllables should be divided in this way. 发难. But with the dividing mark, you will see that the syllables change. 翻翻案 翻案. So they're also different things. 发难翻案. Okay. More examples. Here it is one syllable. 西一安先. And here there are two syllables. 西安西安. 先 is one syllable, one character. The corresponding character is just a single one. It means first, before, or do something earlier. That is 先. But if there are two syllables, 西安, that is the name of a city. 西安, it's the name of a city which has very long history. Another example. 鸡一昂江, that's one syllable. And it is 鸡一鸡昂鸡昂. There are two syllables. 江 means shall, will. But 激昂, the two syllables, means excited or impassioned. Alright, so different meaning. Final example for this one. The two syllables here, two syllables. Now we should divide them here. 反 for 俺反 歌俺赶. But if we put the dividing mark here, now they will be read in a different way. 方安方案 方案. So 反感 it means dislike or to loathe. 方案 it's work plan, it's a plan. So you may find that the syllable dividing mark usually appears at before And the syllable only consists of final. Now here, in the syllable 嗷, there's no initial, just a final 嗷, 饿, 暗, 安, 昂, and also an. So here, these are syllables only consist final without initial. So we need, if there's no dividing mark, the syllable will become another one. Yeah, that will cause misunderstanding, confusing. So we need to use this mark to tell the reader, how do we divide the syllables. Now there are two syllables, and the second syllable is just a syllable without. Okay, now please listen to me. I'll read them, and after class you can practice after me. 皮袄，先，西安，街，饥饿，将，发难，翻案，反感，方案。Okay, it's some knowledge about the syllable dividing mark. Now, let me see, what questions do you have? Okay. Does 票 also means happy? 票 doesn't mean happy. Maybe in the word 漂亮, it means beautiful, pretty. When we talk, how to initiate? Well, when we talk, you just I say that it just a talk. It doesn't affect any. Yep, this only appears the written form of Pinyin. When we write Pinyin, when we read Pinyin, yep, we need to pay attention to the dividing mark. All right, when we talk, it doesn't have any impact on on our speech. The tone here, don't worry about the tone. I just want you to say that if we hear dividing mark, there are no longer one syllable. There are two syllables. Final mark. Yeah. Let me think. Is that? Yeah. Usually, I think in most cases, yeah. After the dividing mark, yeah, it is final. Yeah, final. Ao, an, ang. Yeah. Yes. If there's initial, it's easier for us to say, oh, here is a syllable. Yeah, since there's no initial for this syllable, yeah, it's a little bit easy for the reader of Pinyin to mistake it as one syllable. That's why we need to use the mark to separate them. Okay. Is that clear? Do that make sense? Because this is just a little knowledge about it, about Pinyin. So when you see the dividing mark, you read it separately. Xi an. Without this dividing mark, you read it as one syllable. Xi yan xian. Xian. Yeah, that's it. Now let's continue. Wow. Now this part, for this part, you're going to count more numbers. We've learned of 1 to 10, right? Now here, okay, not this one. We're going to learn the numbers just below 100. So today we're going to learn a lot of numbers. 看看 we can review a little. Now let's try the first from 1 to 9. 1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9。Okay. Again. 再读一遍。I mean, I'll repeat it. 1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9. And this column, that is 10, is 10. 10. And 20, 20. 20. 30, 30. 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. All right, try reading after me. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Okay, 20, 20, 30, 30, 40, 40, 50, 50, 60, 60, 70, 70, 80, 80, 90, 90. Okay. Now, let me see. Someone is asking a question. Wow, good question. If 100 is this one. 100. 100. I'll write pinyin here for you. 100. 100. 100. Okay, let's take a short break, and then we are going to figure out how to read the numbers here in the middle of this chart. You may take a look at the examples and guess. For example, how do we read this one? And this one. This one, and this one. All right. So later, first we are gonna to figure out how to read 10 numbers. I mean this row, and then now we're gonna to figure out how to read 10 to 90. 10, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 90. They are easy for you to remember, right? Because they just like how to say that? They just very similar to English expression. 20, 20, 30, 30. But based on my experience of teaching former students, they found these rows are more difficult than this column. So let's figure out how to read these numbers from 11 to 19. From 11 to 19, let's work on them. 11, 11, 11. Now I will do the next one. 12,
12
yeah, 12. That's 10 plus 1, 11. 10 plus 2, 12. Right? So you tell me how to read 13.
13
13 13 Good， 非常好。13 Yes， 很好。Then 14 14 14对14 14 Now what about next one?
15
15 15 10 16 Great.
16
This one
17
17 17 Good. 很好。Next one 10 Yeah 18 About this one
19
Good 19 Okay, let's work on them. 11 12 13 13 14 16 17 8 Now I'm gonna to mute every mic and then read these numbers. Yeah. After class, you may turn to this part of a recording and practice. 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 One more time， 再读一遍。11 12、13、14、15、16、17、18、19. Okay, yeah, that's from 11 to 19. So you need to compare these 9 numbers with these 9. This side is 10, 20, but 12 is 12. 30 is 30, 13, 13. So differentiate them. Don't be confused. Now let me see any questions. Oh, good. You are asking about the numbers here. Now let's turn to it. Okay. Now, as for the numbers here, let me show you some examples and you will figure out how to read them. Now, 20 is 20, right? 21, 21, 22, 23. So turn on your mic and tell me 24. How to read 24? 24. Good. 25.
29.
How to read this one? Can you tell me how to read this one? 32.
32.
三、四、35. Great. Yeah, they are the same. They are read the same way. Now let's turn to 40. Read this one. 42. 42. And what about this one? 44. Great. 77. This one. 11. 81. This one. 96. Last one.
99.
Yeah. 99. 99. Okay. Just now, some of you mentioned how to read zero. Zero in Chinese.
6.
Yeah, 零
零零
零零零
Lin. Lin.
Yes. And 100
100.
is 100.
百
One of you asked the question, why 100? He said, I understand the 一 and what 百? 百 is 100. So 100, 100. So can you tell me 200 in Chinese?
200.
Yeah, 500, 500.
500.
500
Yes, yes, that's right. Very good. So you start reading 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13. Yeah, you continue counting the numbers until 100 and send me the recording, right? Share with me.
Okay.
200, if someone is called 200, yeah, 200 is the casual way to say 200. 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 23 30 32 35 40 42 46 48 50 53 55 60 61 63 67 70 72 77 79 80 84 86 88 90 94 97 99 100. Okay, after class, you can turn to this part of the recording and practice. Now, here, let's turn to a tongue twister. Oh, wow, why they are not coming in orders? All right, please take a look. These are characters you have already learned. This is 四. 四 means what? Yeah, please tell me the meaning of 四. Yeah, you can send it to the chat, to the chatting room. Yeah, 四 is 4. And this one, 是, what does it mean? 是. This one, here, is. That's right. Is, are, am. Yeah, that's be, right? Be verb. Very good. Yeah, we learned 我是老师，我是中国人， right? 是。好, this one is 4. And what about this one? 10. 10是什么? Yeah, 10. Very good. So let's read the sentence. 4是4. So 4 is 4. 10是10. 10 is 10. Next one. 14. What's 14? Here, 14. Good. 14 is 14. So 14是14. 14 is 14. Here. 40. What's 40? 40. Good. 40. 40 is 40. 40是40. 40 is 40. All right. Now let's move on to the next line. 14不是. Yeah, what does 不是 mean? 不是. Yeah, 不 means not, right? 不是 not it is not, or I'm not 我不是学生. Yeah, 不是 is not. 14不是40. 14 is not 40. And 40不是14. The last sentence. 40不是14. 40 is not 14. So, twister. Yeah, that's a tongue twister for you to practice. 4, 10, and 是. Yeah, the syllable is very similar. Very good. Yeah, twister. Now, listen to me. Listen to me. I'll read and you will try. 4是4, 10是10, 14是14, 40是40, 14不是40, 40不是14. Interesting? 再读一遍. I'll read again. 4是4, 10是10, 14是14, 40是40, 14不是40, 40不是14. All right. Later, after class, you can practice more after by watching this part of the video. But now, please read after me. 4是4, 10是10. Again. 4是4. Yeah. Watch the lips. Watch my lips change. 4是4. 10是10. 14是14. Again. 14是14. 40是40. You made me laugh. Again. 40是40. 14不是14不是40. 不是14. 40不是14. One more time. 是4. 10是10. 14是14 40是40 Okay, slow down. 40是40 14不是40 40不是14 Yeah, anybody would like to try reading it in class? The purpose of this tongue twister is to practice 四 and 是. Right. So they are in different tones, and the one initial is 是, the other initial is 思. The one initial is 诗, the other is 思. So we need to differentiate them. All right, that's it for this part. So numbers are very important, right? Let's see what time is it. Yeah, maybe we do not have time to cover this part now. Okay. Yeah, let's start learning the texts of this unit. But before that, we need to get to know some words. Now, the first, we need to match the expression with the pictures. Okay, now please take a look at the first expression. 六口人. Yeah, we've learned that 六 means 6. 人 is people, human beings. Now, 六口人, yeah, that means 6 people. Now, 口 is something like it's called measure word. Measure word. Just like in English, we say one piece of paper, a piece of paper, a pair of shoes. That piece, that pair, or a group of students. Now, that group, it is like measure word in Chinese. So 六口人 here, that's 6 people. And which picture shows us 6 people? Good. Picture B, right? Picture B. Very good. And next one. This is read 家. 家. It's home or family. Yeah, particularly home. That is the place the family stay. So which picture shows us 家? Right. Picture C or B. Why? I just said 家, it can be home. Also can be a family. Yeah. So B and C can be 家. Next one. See the dividing mark? So we need to separate these two syllables. Separate these two syllables. Now here, the syllable only consists a final, right? So we need the dividing mark. It is read 女儿. 女儿. Okay, now I want everybody try your keyboard, the Chinese keyboard, to type 女儿. All right, 女儿, picture A, right? That's daughter. And the D. This is A is the younger one. D is the bigger one, elder one. So it's tricky. I want you to type 女儿. Why you cannot do that? You cannot do that. No one got the correct ones. Oh, one. Yeah, you got the correct one. 女儿. Can you share the secrets with the class? How did you do that? Yeah, 女儿. Let me tell you, when you type on the Chinese keyboard, there's no the alphabet yu, right? There's no final yu. So we use the letter V to represent it. So V. Now try 女儿. Yeah, it's alphabet V. Now here I've written on the screen. You try it. Got it. 女儿. Yeah. When we type in Pinyin, we don't need the tone marks. You just got the correct initials and the finals and choose the proper characters. That's right. So 女儿. Yeah, remember, because there's no yu on the keyboard, we use V to represent it. Yeah. Got it. You got the secret. All right, now let's look at the next one. 学生 or 学生. It can be neutral tone. 学生. So which one shows us 学生? Think about what is 学生. 学生 is student, right? 我不是老师，我是学生. Picture E. Now let's turn to number 5. 5. 70岁.
إدمي مالتنا أنت.
70岁.
سوي مالت إدمي مالت.
Is Miss Mother? No. 70岁, which means 70 years old. Yeah, 70 years old. Which picture shows us someone who's 70 years old? That's F. Right. Now what about next one? 20岁. Sure. 20岁. 20 is 20. So 20 years old. 20岁. She is 20岁. Okay. 他20岁. 他70岁.
D.
Yeah. Okay. So here are some words we may use in the dialogue. Now let's turn to some new words. 家, remember? 跟我读, read after me. 家. Now here comes a very important one. 有. 家 is home, family. 有 is have, to have, or to own. All right. Next one. 几. Here, in this unit, 几 is used as a question word to ask about the number. For example, later we're going to ask how many people are there in your family. We are going to use 几 to ask how many people are there in your family. Now here is the character 口. 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 In this lesson, 口 is the measure word to when we count the number of family members. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we'll use 口 as the measure word. Just now we learned 六口人. If we have 3 people in a family, we'll say 三口人. Okay, so 口 is the measure word for family members. You may ask why? Because in the past or in ancient time, 口, not really. Now, okay, now let me put it in this way. 口 basically it's the mouth, our mouth. So mouth is called 口. So when you count the family members, we may count how many mouths do we need to feed, right? Now in a family, keep people alive, feed them enough food. It's very important. So when we count the family members, 1 mouth, 2 mouths, 3 mouths, that's why 口 is the male word for family members. Got it? Oh, you mean 有? This one, 有. 有 means have. For example, I have, let me think. I have an apple. I have an apple. I would say 我有一个苹果。我有苹果。I have apples. 我有苹果。Right? 有 I have 我有apples. 我有苹果。家means family or home or house for a family. So my home, my family, that would be 我家。我家 my home, my family. Yeah, 有 here, 有 means to have, to own something. You own something. You have the honor. You have the ownership. And 几 is used to ask about numbers, small numbers particularly. And 口 is the male word for family members. Since 口 originally means mouth. So when we count family members, we need to count how many mouths do we need to feed. Yeah. All right, now these are the words we're going to use in the dialogues. Now let's turn to the dialogues. Now try reading it first. 你家有几口人？你家有几口人？你家 means your family. Yeah, because just now we mentioned my family is 我家 and your family 你家 and 有 have or there is 有几口人 how many people. So the meaning of this question is to ask how many people are there in your family, or how many people how many people you have in your family. Yes, that's the meaning of this question. It's to ask 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people in your family. Now, okay, I'll read it again. 你家有几口人？你家有几口人？跟我读 Read after me. 家有口人 Yeah, which means how many people are there in your family? Now let's answer it. According to the picture, 有3口人。我家有3口人。我家 my family 有 to have or there are 3口人 it's 3 people. So there are 3 people in my family. My family has 3 members. Right. 我家有 三口人。Some of you is asking 几是什么? Yeah, what's 几? 几 is a question word to ask about the number. Yeah, particularly the small numbers, less than 9. If you expect the answer will be less than 9, we'll use 几 to ask how many. How many people are there in your family? 你家有几口人? So 几 here is a question word. All right. 跟我读。你家有几口人？你家有几口人？我家有3口人。我家有3口人。Okay, that's the text. Now, let's turn on your mics, and then you answer me the question. 你家有几口人？
我家有3口人。
家有5口人。
我家有3口人。
你家有几口人？
家有。你家有几口人？
我家有3口人。
家有3口人。我家有3口人。
我3口
他
人。
有3个人。
Great. Yeah, I heard some of you said 我家有3口人。Some of you said 我家有8口人 right? 我家有6口人。Very good.
3口人。
6口人。家有几口人？
几口人？
好
6个人。你家有6个人？
我家有 Ask me. Me.
家有。你家有
Question.
你家有几口人？
First of all, you should address. You should address 老师口人。So yeah, you should ask me in this way. 老师，你家有几口人 ？Go ahead.
老师，你家有几口？
你家有几口人？老师。
老师，你家有几口人？
我家有3口人。我家有3口人。Okay, now that's a good Tuesday.
你有几口人？老师。
我家有3口人。口人。Yeah, that's all for today. Yeah. Remember, you need to read the numbers from 0 to 100, right?
你家有几口人？老师。
我家有3口人。Okay. All right. Yeah. The first assignment is to read the numbers from 0 to 100. Yeah, you read the numbers continuously. Don't skip any one of them. And the second assignment is optional. Read the tongue twister. And also you can share the recording with me. And then practice asking about the number of family members. All right. Now just to try these 2 sentences. 你家有几口人? And then answer it. 我家有3口人. Now if you have 5 people in your family, 我家有5口人. So depends your actual situation. Okay, that's all for today. See you next class. That will be this Wednesday. All right. 再见。
再见，老师。
Question.
啊呀，
你
再见。不客气。
继续老师，再见。
不客气，再见。